Mm. Last time you were on the show, we talked about Jordan Peterson returning. I know you're a good friend of Jordan's, and I think you recently interviewed him about his new book. And at the time when the book was coming out, there were a number of employees at Penguin who were, they were kicking up a fuss about, not working for a company that would publish his book. Is Are those the kind of people that need to read Jordan Peterson? Because I think,
Yes.
again, last time we spoke, we talked about how dangerous it was to not have ideas and conversations that are different to yours. What are they doing to themselves by almost trapping themselves in that sort of echo chamber where they won't even be a part of a company that publishes a different book that has ideas that they don't?
Well, there's so many layers of craziness here. First off, if you go to work for a publishing house, then I would suspect whether you're literally the janitor or you're the head publisher, you perhaps care about books. You perhaps care about ideas. Maybe the janitor doesn't, but for the most part, if you're a young editor, if you're someone in the publishing department at any level, even if you're in the graphic design department, the idea would be, oh, I like books, I like ideas, I want to help ideas spring forth. Nobody in their right mind thinks that a 22-year-old who gets their first job out of college should have decision-making power, or I should say veto power, on what books a place like Penguin, which is pretty much the #1 book publisher in the world, should publish. They're my publisher, by the way. I was very disappointed that these kids were okay with me getting my book out there. I guess I'm not quite as dangerous. I like to think I'm a little dangerous. I guess I'm not quite as dangerous as Jordan Peterson. But first of all, so the idea that these kids would have any influence is crazy. In a normal situation, if the world was the way it should be, they should be fired immediately. In other words, they should be allowed to register their complaints. Let's say you're a young editor and there's somebody it's been signed and publicly announced that they're writing a book and you really don't like that. Well, I would have no problem with them registering a complaint or submitting something online or talking to HR and say, but once it escalates to the point of where this has been broken public and they're basically saying, a whole bunch of us are getting together and we're not going to work or whatever it is that they're going to do, it's like, you're in the wrong business and you've got to be fired. Sorry, you must leave. You can go work somewhere else. We're not canceling you because of your ideas, but the thoughts that you're promulgating are contrary to what our job as a publishing house is. And you know what? If you're woke and you're nervous about Jordan Peterson's book being published, there are plenty of woke publishing houses you can work for. And I guess you just can't work for Penguin. And I thank God for that as someone that is having them publish my next book as well. So look, the real question that you asked there was, should these people read Jordan's book? That's the irony. That's what I was tweeting. It's like, man, if you guys would just read the book instead of imagining what it says in the book, not only are you not going to find anything racist or anti-trans or anti-gay or any of those things, you're going to find the very tools that will empower you not to be the miserable kid who thinks that the world must bow to them, instead of being somebody that will work hard and maybe be in a place that doesn't fully fit exactly what they think, but that's what life is about. So they've done everything backwards there. Fortunately, the book did not get canceled.